I want to let you know that sitting here in the studio with me to my left is I have a special guest, a special friend, a special woman of God that you'll be hearing from in just a few minutes once I cover some details of announcements and inspirations. But my special guest today is Wanda Stuart. She is the owner of Universal Catering Service. And, I know many of you out there listening, I know you love to eat. I know that some of you right now are trying to find somebody who know how to cook and can cook good. Somebody that's going to give you great service with wonderful decorations, with delicious food, and will make your event the most talked about event all year long. So you'll be hearing from Miss Wanda Stuart in a matter of about 5 minutes. If you give me time to share something special with you for an impartation into your heart and soul today. Well, I'm going to begin with this. I was going through some of my information earlier this morning, and I said, I haven't covered this in a long time. And God just led me to this in my inspirational box. And the reason I want to share it with you is that I know today so many parents are they're saying they have some bad children. Other people are viewing and seeing other children that they're saying that those parents haven't did anything to raise them properly. They're saying that maybe they would be a better child if their parents had taught them morals, values, and principles with a spiritual foundation. So they're saying a lot of things. However, I want to share something with you today to remind you in your households right now, if you're raising small children, if you're raising children that's in elementary, middle school, high school. Well, once they get to high school, what you haven't put in place, well, you're on your own because whatever comes just goes. But while they're little parents, while your children are little people, as I call them, I would hope that you would take time to listen to some of this and think about what we're doing, how we're doing, and are we setting the best examples for our children today? We can do better when we know better. And so let me begin. This is one of these famous quotations that's been around for a while, and it's entitled, Children Learn What They Live. And I know you've heard some of these quotations before, but just in case you've never heard this before, let me take time just to share some of the quotations with you. Well, if a child lives with criticism, if you're criticizing your child every hour of the day, you're silly, you're dumb, you're too lazy, or this, or you're not going to amount to anything, well, your child learns to condemn as well when he or she grows up. If your child lives with hostility, he learns to fight all the time. So if someone is coming to your door every day saying Johnny has jumped on my kid, or Johnny slapped my child, or Johnny bothered my kid at the bus stop and all that, you'll know why. If a child lives with ridicule, and we know what that is, always picking at them, saying this, saying that, he learns to be shy. If he's always being ridiculed, you just laughing at him all the time. You say, you got a big head, you got some big ears and all that. Because I know, even remember when I was growing up, it was this guy in my class, what did they call him? Duck. I mean, these nicknames, sometimes I don't even know where people get them from. Then I knew a guy had a nickname named Frog and Baby and all, and all these names. You be saying, like, where did they get these names from? Did the person come here looking like a frog, looking like a duck, and all this stuff? But anyway, these names that are labeled on children at an early age, not good. Not good at all. Now, if a child lives with shame, he learns to feel guilty. And I know a few grown adult people right now that feel the same way. They just are guilty about everything. Some things they've really not done, but they feel like I shouldn't do this. People may not like if I just try to tell them how I feel, or if I'm trying to do things for them. I just want to stay to myself. I don't want to bother anybody. They feel guilty about everything. Everything's said and done, and they're just not living their full potential. So those people that are out there listening now, remember that if your child will live with shame, he learns to feel guilty all the time about everything. Now, if your child lives with tolerance, he learns to be patient. As Psalms 27:14 says, wait patiently on the Lord and be of good courage. We need to wait patiently on the Lord. And one of the things today, we know a lot of people, Al, Liz, those that are in the studio with me today, people don't have any patience. We are, most, like 99% of the people today are working with microwave patience. If it don't happen in 30 seconds, it's too long. That's right. That's right. It's too long, okay? Food need to be ready in less than a minute or whatever. So if it's not happening that minute, they don't have any time. Okay, now if a child lives with encouragement, he learns confidence. If a child lives with praise, he learns to appreciate. And if a child lives with fairness, he learns justice. You know, when we're talking about our justice systems today, it's only an indication of some things that happen in our household and goes on in our household that, you know, children, especially if you probably come from a family of 10 or 11. Sister Diane, didn't you say you was a family from 10, 8? Okay. Sometimes those children in the middle just get lost. And the reason I say that is, I know I was talking with a friend a few weeks ago, and they were saying they were child number, I think, 6 or 7. And so you sort of feel like the first child might have got more privileges than you, and then the baby that came along, child number 9, really gets babied and spoiled. And so you wonder sometimes, do I really have my mother's love? Do my mother and dad really love me? And the doubt is there, and I'm sure they do. It's just that you don't feel that you're getting enough of it, and you just get caught up in the middle. Now, if a child lives with security, he learns to have faith. And God knows they will have faith if you start early, laying down a foundation of morals, values, and principles with a spiritual foundation. Your child will learn to have faith in God, not faith in Buddha, not faith in whatever these other religions they just made. I'm not going to even go there with some of the other names. But anyway, that's one that you can relate to. If a child lives with approval, he learns to like himself. Do you know a lot of people just don't even like themselves? And you know if they don't like themselves, they don't like you either. And if a child lives with acceptance and friendship, he learns to find love in the world. And with that being said, just remember some of those these quotations, because they are essential in rearing a child. You know, none of us have raised a perfect child. Many of us have raised children just to the best of our abilities to do the very best that we could with what we're working with. But we can make changes now that I've shared some of that with you as to how you're raising your child at this time, to not just make him feel that he has no self-worth, not making him feel like he'll never amount to anything, saying to him he'll never make it, and all kind of things that we can go there. But due to the limited time we have here, I just want to share that with you. So be blessed with those. Now, let me go ahead and give room to Miss Wanda. I'm going to give her a few minutes to tell you about Universal Catering Services. She's going to tell you about the services she provides throughout the community. She also has a women group called Women Talk. Is that what it's called, Wanda?
That's correct.
Yes, Women Talk.
Thank you.
And she's going to tell you a little about that and how to reach her. So without further ado, let me introduce to those that are listening in Radio Land, Miss Wanda Stuart of Universal Catering Service. Thank you, Wanda.
Thank you, Princess Denise, for having me. I am so overjoyed that you invited me to have an opportunity to share with the community something I've been involved in for a number of years. In fact, as early as a child. Yes. So that was quite touching to hear, because as I was listening to you, I was remembering where I got my start. My grandmother was a cafeteria manager at Gibbs High School for 20 years.
Yes.
And so Mrs. Carothers, better known as Ma Bunny, really, with her staff, I got to watch them as a child, see them prepare the food that was prepared there at Gibbs from scratch. I would go with her and pick up food. So food has been a very involved and very dedicated entity and consistent in my life.
Yes.
Universal Catering thus has come about because of the greatness of the women that I watched in them preparing the food, how they put their heart and their soul into it. Universal has been around now for a couple of years. Actually, the other part of my beginning started at the church, 20th Street Church of Christ, where I served on many committee, but I also got an opportunity to work in the kitchen for 10 years. And in working in the church, again, that spiritual piece and that education piece has come into being. So that's where my professional experience has come in doing that. So I finally decided, well, why don't I go ahead and get a license and work out of an approved kitchen and introduce some of the wonderful food that I've learned to prepare over the years. I've catered birthday parties, repast party events, all types of events, baby showers, wedding receptions. I've even prepared a few events for you.
I was just about to say that, Miss Wanda.
And decorated and had a ball.
Through the years, Wanda has catered so many, I can't even count them all right now. But I'm just so glad that we met several years ago, and that when she came on board to do whatever she needed to do for me, it was 300% first class and quality.
Thank you. And many people have known me in the community for about 20 years, and I've worked with another agency. And as I'm transitioning from working with another agency in a nonprofit realm and from a prevention standpoint, I was driving along one day trying to figure out what was I going to do as that time was coming to an end. Mm-hmm. And I realized, God has blessed me with so many opportunities to do so much for so many. It's time for me to talk about the greatness and the goodness of the Lord. And thus another organization was born in addition to Universal Catering Services, and it's called Women Talk, because we do talk as women.
Yes, we do.
We talk about everything, our children, our jobs, our hair, our cars. We talk about it all. We talk about food. And so as I'm sitting at the light one day, I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for my birthday. And so I catered the event. I invited about 7 women over to a beautiful gallery, Catherine Weaver's gallery at that time in Gulfport. And we sat around and we talked and we talked and we talked. And we talked about the goodness of God and what he has done for us.
Yes.
And knowing that eventually I wasn't going to be working anymore, I didn't realize that Women Talk and Universal Catering Services would become both LLCs, giving me an opportunity to still serve the community, not only from an entrepreneurial standpoint, but from a very spiritual and uplifting avenue and point.
Uh-huh.
So I have also another thing that I've been doing with Universal Catering is to prepare pound cakes, Southern style homemade pound cakes. And that is one of the things I'm beginning to be known for in the community at a few coffee shops.
Well, did you bring me one today?
I actually tried to. I actually do have you a cake. That is the absolute truth. But getting back across the bridge from MacDill, I didn't have time to stop and pick up the cake. But yes, I do have cake for you guys.
All right.
So the awesome thing is you may reach me at 727-320-6049, or you may email me at my Gmail account at wstuart57@gmail.com. For any orders or anything like that. I am currently writing up some proposals for a birthday party, another gathering, an office gathering, and also looking forward to work with the community with women, because we get to a time in our life when we're going to transition from what we used to do into something new, and we don't really know. Sometimes we get stuck. So I'm hoping that I can take these two entities and combine them and turn it into something that's going to be exciting. And in fact, back to Women Talk real quick.
Yes.
When I met with you the other day over at Rita's Choice, we talked so much that there was something at Rita's Choice that I was excited about. And I know I'm dovetailing all over the place, but it was about this particular item that we use for our beauty. And that is, you want to tell me what it was again?
100% African pure shea butter.
Shea butter.
Yes, yes.
So
yes.
while we're talking about nutrition, we're also talking about our beauty inside and outside, and what we put in our bodies, in our minds, and our spirits. Shea butter, and this is Women's Month. Shea butter and the shea nut, actually, women in Africa go through quite a bit to get it for us. And we talk so much about food and everything. When I was standing there looking,
Yes,
I realized that this shea nut was in the window, and I had not seen it before at Reader's Choice. Women are losing their lives going after this product. There are mambo snakes, there are scorpions, there are vipers that these women are killed for. There are close to about 45,000 women that are bitten by venomous snakes to get shea butter. One of the things that we're going to do as a universal catering service, we're going to provide a little snack and dialogue session at Reader's Choice coming up May 18th. And we're encouraging all of you.
Wanda?
The time is going to be 4 p.m.
Okay.
We're encouraging those of you to come out and enjoy dialoguing and talking about our beauty. Because while I'm preparing food, I like to prepare food, and you've tasted my food. I like to prepare food from scratch. I like for it to be fresh. I like for it to be uplifting. And when I look at the shea butter and I think about the beauty, all the products that we use, the lotions, the oils, the things like that, and I think about other women in other countries just to feed their families, they go into these trees and they lose their lives.
Trying to provide for their
Trying to
families.
provide.
Yes.
My point is, we need to look at also making sure that not only are we nourishing ourselves physically, but that we are looking out and thinking for others. There are many women in our country right now that don't have a job right now. I know how it felt when I was unemployed, and how I had to step to the plate, and I was fortunate to be able to actually put my company into a legal standing and work out of a certified kitchen. But there are many people who have to do it from home just to make ends meet. And it made me, when I looked at that shea butter, it made me think about the women across the water and the dangers that they go through so that we can look beautiful outside. So while we nourish ourselves inside, we also have to think about others outside of us. So I'm hoping that through the work that I'm doing, not only just with Universal, but with Women Talk, that I'll have an opportunity to one day visit Africa, also maybe become part of, and you know I just love nonprofit world. That's what I did for over 20 years. But maybe join up with a group where we have fair and equitable trade so that the women that are going up into these trees and getting this shea butter are equitably paid for endangering their lives so that we can look beauty outside.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I'll tell you, Wanda, now, just before we go off the air, as a reminder, tell them about the next scheduled event for Women Talk, the location, the time, and if you don't have the address, I can provide that for them.
The next event for Women Talk will be May the 18th. I believe that's a Sunday afternoon. And it's going to be at 4 p.m. at Reader's Choice.
And that address is 4341 34th Street South. It's in the shopping center of McDonald's, where Ace Hardware is, and it's a corner store sitting right there on the corner. Reader's Choice Books and Gift Expressions at 4341 34th Street South on May 18th at 4 p.m. We look forward to seeing you there. And if you'd like to contact us before that scheduled event, give Wanda a call at
320-6049.
6049, or you can give Princess Denise a call at 488-8818. Either one of us will be able to give you more information on that next scheduled Women's Talk. Now, Wanda, with your catering service, why would you want anyone to contact you about of your catering
Because
service? Because what?
because I am a honest and very exciting caterer. I like to create whatever it is you would like to create. It doesn't have to be just chicken wings. There are other things. Maybe you'd like a shrimp bisque from scratch. So we do our best to please you. So we serve with excellence.
Well, I tell you what, Wanda, I'm sure some people out there listening, they got those good old mamas that was raised in Georgia, Alabama, that they say can really burn in the kitchen. But you're saying also that they can look forward to having a delectable event if they just give you a call.
Just give us a call. Yes, we have a team. We have chefs. We have actual legitimate folks that work with us that are actually chef and certified. So I'm looking forward to hearing from our community so that I can better serve you with whatever it is your taste is.
One other thing about a catering service, do you provide everything from A to Z, decorations, the food, setup? What all do you provide in an
Yes.
event? If it's a large event.
Yes, we actually cater up to 200, and we do provide a proposal, which includes the setup, breakdown. It depends on your event and what you would like our services to be, but we do have a full service catering. We've catered weddings where we've had the limo service, where we've had the floral service, all combined into the price that we were providing to you. And we enjoyed catering your event on your birthday.
Oh, yes, you did. And I can say it was one of a kind.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know you did several events last year that I hosted, and you hosted from some of my friends. So I can truly, that's why you're on the air on this program today, because the work is excellent. We know that God is a first-class God, and anything that we need to do needs to be done in the spirit of quality and excellence. Yes. And so I highly recommend Universal Catering Service for your next scheduled event. You got it, Sister Diane?
Thank you very much.
Oh,
I'm
praise
bring
God.
that
Praise God, from whom all blessings flow.
Yes.
Well, we've come to the end of another scheduled program here for Matters of the Heart, but I'm going to briefly remind you, next month when I'm on the air, it's going to be 2 or 3 programs that we're going to be talking about. Matters of the Heart, Spring Prayer Breakfast Retreat that is coming up on Saturday, April 26, 2014, at Glad Tidings Assembly of God, which is located at 4200 17th Avenue North here in the great city of St. Petersburg. The prayer breakfast will start at 9 o'clock a.m., and it will be catered by Universal Catering Services. We're going to have them on board to make sure this is such a great anointed and spiritual event. So I'm looking forward to it. And for more information, give Princess Denise a call at 727-488-8818. I see Sister Diane is looking at me. Look like she has a caller on the line. Okay, let's give that to them again.
727-320-6049. Again, 727-320-6049.
Praise God. Anyone else want that number? Give Sister Diane a call. We'll be glad to. We're going to leave it here with her as well. So if someone calls while she's on through the week and say, I heard that girl on the radio. I didn't have no pencil to write that number down. So what is it? So in case she does. But anyway, we just want to let you know that the prayer breakfast will be $10 per person. And we have some truly anointed and great speakers that's going to be on board, and facilitators. Evangelist Bambi Jones out of Largo. We're going to have Evangelist Pat McCullough out of Gainesville. And we're going to have a professional storyteller there. We're going to have For God's Glory, Praise, and Mind Ministry that will be also there. And we're planning on having praise and worship by Chosen. That's the ministry of Holy Christian Church with Pastor Sherman. Elder Sherman. So we look forward to seeing you there on April 26, 2014. You'll be hearing more about it. And also, you can visit Matters of the Heart website for more information, which is www.mattersoftheheartministry.org. Or give Princess Denise a call if you want to start registering and getting signed up, because it's going to be a great event. And our theme for this event for 2014 is living in divine favor every day in 2014. So if you don't know anything about living in divine favor, please attend the prayer breakfast and workshop. You will be, God is just going to bless the socks off you if you're going to be wearing any. But if you're not going to be wearing anything, you're going to still be blessed from the crown of your, and the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. I want you there, and please be there. And if God orders your step and clears your schedule for that day, we look forward to seeing you there. Now, be blessed until Matters of the Heart come before you again. I think I'm going to have three programs in April, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. But for more information, you'll know when you hear me on the radio. But anyway, if you have any questions, give us a call at 727-488-8818 if you'd like to bring your women's group to be a part of this. We're going to be giving some special blessed gifts to any church or any ministry that brings the largest number of women in attendance. Anything above 7 will be blessed with special anointed gifts that's coming from Israel. So that's a challenge for any of you out there that's listening. Time to recruit these ladies and have them come to Matters of the Heart Spring Prayer Breakfast Retreat and Workshop on April the 26th. Be blessed. Have a God-filled day tomorrow. God wakes you up. Give him the honor, the praise, and glory, and get to some church if you're able to, depending on your work schedule, whatever. Look at TV, as some may do, and say that's their church. But if you're able and have the use and activities of your limb, get to a church and fellowship and give God the honor, praise, and glory that he so rightfully deserves. Have a good day.